let's start. Put your feet in parallel with your shoulders. Try to focus a little bit more on your breathing. Focus more on your body. Hey everyone! In this class, I invite you to enhance your body awareness with different exercises and as well to try different ways how to set goals, develop and embody your intention with the help of exploring different space dimensions. So, let's start. Put your feet in parallel with your shoulders. Try to focus a little bit more on your breathing. Focus more on your body sensations. If it's more comfortable for you, you can close your eyes in the practice, and as well to put your hand on the chest. Try to integrate with your breathing. Try to feel the rhythm of inhale and exhale. Relax your forehead, relax your cheeks, relax your eyes, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, expand them a little bit more. Relax your hands and arms, relax your rib cage, relax your belly, pelvis, pelvic floor, butt. Relax your knees and feet. Shake it a little bit. Focus again on your breathing. Try to pay more attention at the body sensations. How much warm or cold do you feel now? Where you feel more relaxation or more tension? What is more important for you now? Try to say, I want. Continue the phrase. What is your goal for today? What is your goal for now? It can be a minor objective, or might be it's more global goal for the future. Try to focus at your body sensations when you say that phrase. Repeat it several times. I want to. Wait a little bit for the impulse from your body. Where from you want to start the movement now. For example, it can be in your arm, and you move with the arm. Pay attention at that. Take one point in your finger and focus at it, moving and following it. It can be your knee, for example, and you follow your knee as well in the space, like your knee is leading you in the space to move forward, maybe to the sides, anywhere else. Shake it out. Continue breathing. Divide the space where you're in into 4 areas. Choose one area, select it, and physically, literally go to that area. In that area, we will focus now and we'll explore movement forward, the direction forward, forward dimension. Try to make several movements forward in any interpretation you have. Focus your side as well forward, like if you choose some point and you move towards that. Try to stretch your arms a bit forward. Make different kind of movements. Find your rhythm and pace. Remember about calibration. Try another exploration of movement forward. When you put your torso forward a bit, try to find out how much is enough for you. Make a slower, softer step forward with the leg. Put one arm forward. And direct with your hand and fingers. Direct yourself, like if you are pointing somewhere with your fingers. Shake it out. And move to another area, out of those 4. Literally, physically move to that area in the space. Here we will explore movement backwards. Back towards yourself. Can be different movements as well. Try to explore. Maybe it's standing backwards, maybe with the hand backwards, Maybe with your back more backwards. Like if you are getting something and making a step back. Remember to calibrate your efforts. You can try to follow that backwards movement. Shake it out. Continue breathing. Try to do some backward movements with the torso. Like if you're accepting something, taking something, and making a step back. How is it for you? Shake it out. Choose another area out of the 4 you defined before in the space. Here we'll explore movement up. To move up, dimension upwards. You can get a little bit higher. Take your ankles up. Take your hands up. Take your head up a little bit more. Exploring the way upwards with your hands and arms. Try different movements as well. Find those which you will find more comfortable. You can try to point as well with shoulders upwards, and then with shoulders and as well with the head. Try to explore. Shake it out. Try a little bit like a micro movement upwards. Your backbone, chest, shoulders, and like if you make your backbone lighten up. Shake it out. Continue breathing and choose the last area, the last quadrant from those 4 you've defined before in the space. Here we'll explore movement downwards, down. Gently bend your head down, bend your knees. Try to explore as well the depth of the downward movement. Calibrate your efforts. Try to find the convenient and comfortable way of moving downwards. Continue breathing. Focus more on your pelvic floor. Try to put your pelvis a little bit down, like if you become a little bit more heavy, more grounded. Shake it out. Choose the center among those 4 areas you explored now. In that central point, we'll explore movement outwards, inner focus. Let's start with expanding. Put your feet farther from each other. Try to bend the knees, expand a little bit more. Put your hands like if you are hugging the air around. Open your mouth. Try to explore with some voice as well, with some sounds. Ha, ha. Try to expand to the sides as well. Like if you try to catch and get and grab as much space as possible. Shake it out. Continue breathing. Next dimension is inner space. Inside. More focus inside. You can put your hands on the chest, one upon another one. Look down. Put your feet narrow. Try to bend a little bit in. Like if breathing in, more focus on exhale. How does it feel? What is this movement about for you? How much comfortable you feel there? Continue breathing. Focus on your body sensations and shake it out. Now we will explore those dimensions in a more dynamic way. Moving from one area to another. and connecting with the goals you set before. Start from the heart, move to the place, the area where we explored forward movements. Then to the area with backward movements, back. Then to the area with up movements, upward. Then to the dimension down, downwards. Then to the center to expand and to get more inner, inside. Shake it out, and now you can randomly choose to move in between among those areas, those quadrants, forward, backwards, up, down, expanding, more inside, again forward, down, up, backwards, inside. Shake it out. Try to do that randomly, like if it's a small dance. And each time in the areas, remember to repeat, I want that goal you have chosen before. Focus in the space around. Put your feet in parallel with the shoulders. Focus on your breathing. Try to complete the exploration with your attention in the space. Where are you? How are you now? Try to reconnect with your breathing and to repeat again inside. What do you want? What is the goal you set for now, for today? What dimension is more about your goal? Is it more forward, backwards, up, down, expanding, inside? Define it for yourself and complete the practice. Hey everyone! In this class I invite you to explore the ways how to manage your emotions with different movement research practices, a little bit of improvisation, embodied toolkit practices, and movement research exercises. Let's start. Let us start today's practice with a small warm-up. Put your feet in parallel with the shoulders. Focus a little bit more on your breathing. Inhale and exhale. If you find it more convenient, put your hand on the chest. Try to notice your breathing, not changing anything. What's the rhythm? What's the movement you can feel? If there are any impulses to move, you can do that, follow them, and move a little bit. Look around in the space, look down. Continue focusing on your breathing. What is the pace of that? When it's enough, try to make small movements forward and backwards with a little bit more attention outside and inside. And focus where movement is still continuing in the body. Where it's still continuing, try to find an end of it as well. Let's try a small practice. On the inhale, move, and on exhale, stop, pause. Inhale, move, exhale, stop. Inhale, move, and exhale, stop. You can follow your pace and your rhythm. Inhale, move, and exhale, stop. Inhale, move, and exhale, stop. Try to notice how much comfortable is it for you to do this way. You can do it a little bit faster, maybe 1-2%, or a little bit with the more volume of the movements, make it bigger and so on. When it's enough in the exploration, shake it out. Let's try another pattern. On the exhale, you move, and on the inhale, you stop. Exhale, move, inhale, stop. Exhale, move, inhale, stop. Exhale, move. Inhale, stop. Exhale, move. And inhale, stop. Again, try to notice and maybe compare how much comfortable is it for you to move this way. When it's enough, shake it out. Find the place in the space you're in. Put your feet in the width of your shoulders. Notice your breathing. Try to focus on the body sensations. And try to answer a question. What is the emotion you feel now? How are you now? What is that emotion you found in that small movement exploration? How you can call it? There can be several emotions. Name them somehow. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Give them names. Focus on the breathing. And when you're ready, try to follow the pace of the breath. Try to give a kind of rhythm to your movements, keeping in your mind the emotions you named before. You can make snap sounds with your hands and move along with them. What is that rhythm? How much comfortable you feel in that? How much familiar you are with your emotions, those you named before? What are they? How are they now expressing and embodying in your face? If there are any associations, ideas, or images which come to your mind, follow them, invite them, and carefully let them go. When it's enough for you, find a place again. If it's comfortable for you, you can put one hand on the chest and another one on your belly. Try to notice your breath and those movements which you still feel in your body. How much familiar and comfortable are you in that? How are you now? Name that emotion. When you're ready, I invite you to another practice. This time I offer you to choose some part of the body and move in the space with that. For example, it can be finger. Try to follow the finger in your movements. Follow it with your eyes, with your head, with your movements, with your shoulders, with any other parts of the body. Then, as if you are bouncing the ball, try to put it to another part of the body, for example, to the knee, and knee continues moving and leading you into the space. If this image, this metaphor fits you, you can imagine that you're bouncing a ball, for example, now to the shoulder, and the shoulder starts leading you in the space, then to another shoulder, then to another one, like if you are playing with the ball through those body parts you have chosen before. You can try to choose the random ones, or you can follow some pattern. Try to find out what is more comfortable and familiar for you. Again, find the place and the end of the movement. Focus on your breathing and try to answer the question, how are you now? Name that emotion. Now I invite you to walk in the space a little bit. It can be any pace, any rhythm, any way, and try to find out the ways of how you can stop in that space. So while walking, you find some kind of impulse which gives you the desire to stop, the will to stop. You stop and then you try to see how the movement continues or stops or pauses in the space. Then you are walking again, and again you find the time when the impulse will come from your body to stop. When you stop, try to feel how you can make it more comfortable. What will be more comfortable position for you? To stand there or maybe to move. Try to expand the movement a little bit in the space, like if you are researching and exploring what is more important, comfortable, valuable for you. Try to do it in different ways, in different paces, like if you are making a small dance. Continue breathing. Try to put some kind of landmarks in the space with your movements. Maybe just improvise. Forget about everything what I said before. You are the explorer. When it's enough, shake it out. Take a focus again on the pace of your breathing, how your movement is still continuous inside. Try to find an end for it. Let's explore with emotion and movement different kind of dimensions like we did in the previous class. It can be up and down, to the right, to the left, backwards, forward. You are moving in any way you'd like to. Try to name those emotions you've defined before. Maybe it's one emotion, maybe it transformed already. Give it a name. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's happiness, joy, confidence. Any emotion which you defined before. Try to move with that emotion and find out how is it expressed in the space around. You can walk a little bit, focus a little bit more again to attach more to that emotion. Give yourself freedom of movement. Freedom of walking, shaking, looking around. It can be softer, slower. It can be faster. It can be smoother. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax your pelvic floor and pelvis. Try to notice how much this relaxation helps you, or maybe not, in attaching to the emotion you defined before. Stop for a little bit. Co-integrate with your breathing. Notice any thoughts or feelings which you experience now. If you find it comfortable and important, you can write it down in the diary. And remember to make a small exercise in the workbook. Hey everyone! In this class, I invite you to explore a little bit deeper the values you are standing on. So it's the direction of self-value in embodied practices and embodied toolkit. In the history of studies, values and attitudes, they were united. So values, they were like attitudes, they were treated this way. Later on, they were divided and values were separated from attitudes. However, even now and today, we consider that values, they are based on the attitudes, and attitudes, they are very, very body anchored. So they're quite embodied in the terms of emotions and feelings we have. Attitude is about like or dislike, and value is about what is important for me, what I like and dislike, how I make decisions, what kind of actions I do, what kind of activities I fulfill, what people I meet, with whom I would like to stay. All those issues and all those life decisions, they are quite based on the values. In this class, in the movement exploration, we'll try to get deeper, and I invite you to get deeper into your values. What are you standing on? How to stand on your values shamelessly, and how to get courage enough, how to be more courageous to show them up to the world. To show to the world who you are, what you do, what you like doing, what are your values and principles, how you stand on them, and what you find important and significant to do in your life. As usual, we'll start with a small warm-up. Put your feet in parallel with your shoulders and focus on your breathing. If it's more comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. Try to notice your breathing, how you inhale and exhale. What's the rhythm and pace of that? Try to focus on your body sensations as well, where you feel a little bit more tension or a little bit more relaxing in your body. Try to relax your jaw, relax your eyelids, relax your belly, relax your pelvis, your pelvic floor. Gently relax your knees. If there is an impulse to move a little bit, try to focus on that. So try to notice where you have the impulse to move and follow it a little bit. If no impulses to move, then you can just stand still and continue breathing. When it's enough, when you're ready, I invite you to a small movement exploration. Open your eyes if you had them closed, Look around a little bit in the space. Look forward, look backwards, to the sides, up and down. Try to notice the colors and the materials, the textures around. Maybe some objects which you have in the space you're practicing in now. When you're ready, still focusing at your breathing, try to make several steps, like walking a little bit in the space. When you're doing the steps, try to make them a little bit heavier. So like if you put some weight to the foot, to one foot, to another one, like if you are putting some more weight to the feet, making yourself a little bit heavier, just 1-2%. Calibrate your efforts. Remember about safety and security. So you may make some steps a little bit heavier, maybe there will be even some sound. You can make the sound following the rhythm of those steps. Continue breathing. Notice your breath. Notice your body sensations. How much comfortable is it for you to stand down a bit with the downward intention? If you'd like to, you can use your arms as well and hands, like if making some weight to them as well, like if putting some weight, pushing down a bit with them. Try to make it slow enough to notice your body sensations, tension, relaxation, temperature, breath. Relax your jaw, relax your neck, relax your head. When you're ready, try to make those movements a little bit faster. So to speed up, maybe for 1-2%, then a little bit more, in the ways you find it comfortable. You can take different directions in movements, forward, backwards, to the sides, as you wish, in the space you are in. A little bit heavier, and a little bit faster. Shake it out. Finalize the movement for some time. Yet again, with your feet in parallel with your shoulders, and focus on your breathing again. Like if finishing the movement, finishing the pace. Make it slower. When you're ready, put your feet again in parallel with your shoulders. And put your arms a bit from the body to the sides. Straighten fingers, not very much tense, but not very much relaxed. Try to find out the average in between those, kind of balance in between those for you. Straighten your knees as well. Relax your belly, relax your butt, relax your pelvis and pelvic floor. Relax your eyelids. Look forward. Open your eyes a little bit more. Relax your jaw. Continue breathing. Notice your body sensations in this pose. What is it about when you are standing in that posture? Where do you feel more tension? And if you notice, try to add a little bit more relaxing there.
Try to define what is important for you today. What are those important and significant principles you want to base your decisions today on? What are your values? Name them. What really matters for you now? What really matters for you in life? What are those values you can embody in that posture now? What are you standing on? Try to notice and focus. If your feet raise a little bit up, the fingers, put them back. Like if you're grounding yourself this way, and a little bit more weight put to your feet in the same way like you had been exploring and moving with before. What really matters? What's important for you? When you're ready, continue breathing and try to move a little bit. I invite you to the movement. Only move in such a way that you do not put your feet and legs together. They are still keeping that width in parallel with the shoulders. And try not to move your hands and arms much. So like if you are walking like that in the space, try to notice how much comfortable you feel there. It's okay to do this way. Try not to bend the knees as well. So try to make the movement more straight. In any way you understand it, in any way you feel it. Answer the question, who are you? What are the roles you find relevant and important for you? You're a human, you're a mother, you're a kid, you're a sister, you are a professional, you're a friend, and so on. Any kind of roles which you find relevant and important for you. Try to define it for yourself, walking this way. Like if you say, I am this and this. Name those roles. Name your identities. You can stop walking, get back to the posture, and try to answer another question. What you like doing and what you want to do today and in life. What matters for you in doing? What you like doing and what do you find important to do in life? Maybe it can be even your mission in the way of who are you, what you like doing, what you want to do to other people, to yourself. Do those values you named before integrate into that mission? So what you do is really what you stand on. Try to connect the answers with the sensations in the body. For example, how much open your shoulders are or closed. Are they up, down? What's the tension level in your arms and hands? How much weight, how much grounded you feel yourself standing on the feet, on the floor. When it's enough, shake it out. You can shake it in the head, maybe even touch your hair, shake your arms, shake your hands, shake your feet as well, legs. Shake your arms, feet, and legs. Try to focus back on your breathing. If it's again more comfortable, close your eyes, put your hands on the chest. Integrate back with your breath. How do you feel now? How are you now? Try to finalize body movement and as well thinking, your mind movement. When you're ready and you feel your pace of your breath, bend down and shake it. You always can fill in the relevant parts in the workbook for the class if you find it important for you. Thank you for the class. For this practice, you will need a little bit more space. Maybe a little bit more space to move forward. As usual, let's start with a small warm-up. Put your feet in parallel with your shoulders and focus on your breathing. Make a little bit deeper, a little bit longer. Inhale and exhale. Focus on exhale more. Inhale and exhale. You can do it with the sound as well. Make several cycles, as much or as many will be comfortable for you. Try to notice your body sensations. When you do the exhale, where you feel more tension or more relaxation, relax your belly, relax your butt, relax your pelvis, pelvic floor, relax your eyes, relax your cheeks, relax your jaw. You can shake a little bit, very slightly and very gently, to move that relaxation a little bit more to your body. Select some place in the space around you. It can be a point, for example, something on the wall, or it can be some object, or it can be some spot in the space. You would move towards it. For example, if you choose the place, then you will move towards that in the exercise. When you've selected it, then move towards it in any way you'd like to. Maybe just walking, or making several more clear steps, maybe even touching it, so maybe even having the physical contact with that place, or with that object, for example. Continue breathing, and then next what I invite you to do is to make a step forward and to put your arms and hands a little bit forward in this way. Like if you're focusing with the eyes on the object or the place or the spot in the space, and you do this kind of step forward. Pay attention that the leg which is behind, it straightens and the foot turns a bit. You make a step, you bend your knee, which is forward, and hands forward a bit. Try to put about 60% of your weight on the forward leg. You can try to do it with another one. The hand which is in the parallel, the arm which goes forward is the same as the leg which goes forward. So it's like, for example, if it's the left leg, and it's the left arm as well. Try to make several steps in the same style. Go into your destination. Like if embodying that form in the steps. You can shake it out, have some rest as well, and try again. When you make a step and you put your arms and hands forward, what is it about for you? Try to notice your body sensations. And as well, how much, for example, sensation, relaxation you can put to your chest to move forward. Like if you're still going forward, more and more clear, more specific, go into the object you have chosen, spot in the space you have chosen before. You can shake it out again. Focus on your breathing. You can try it in a micro way, a micro movement. So without making a step, you can just forward your arms and hands to the place you've chosen. How is it for you now? What will help you to make the step forward? Try to define for yourself what can be that goal you have chosen. I mean that what can be that goal in life? What would you like to do today? What is that point, spot? Describe it in all the details for yourself. Try to imagine how it will be when you arrive there, when you achieve that goal, that place, that space. And when it's enough for you, then try to move again in the embodied way, making a first step and start. How is it for you now? How are you now in that? Allow any kind of emotional responses, any kind of feelings. It's not a must that they will be only positive. It can be something else. Invite them and let them go. And try several times in different intensity. It can be a little bit more intense and more clear step forward. Or it can be a little bit softer, maybe more gentle step forward. You can try to move forward and backwards to find that kind of balance which you will feel comfortable in to make the step. Shake it out. Again, put your feet in parallel with your shoulders. Keep on breathing. Focus a little bit at your breath. How are you now? Try to find relaxation and tension in the body. Just follow your breath. Follow your breathing. You can shake it out again. Let's try another posture and another exploration of how, for example, you can push a little bit forward to get the drive to get to that destination. Like if you start getting there and then you push forward, not to stop, to overcome maybe challenges, maybe some blocks which can appear on the way. You can even, if it fits you metaphorically, in your image, in your mind, you can build the way towards that. Try to focus on your breathing and try to see that way towards that destination or that goal or that kind of place you would like to arrive to or achieve the goal you plan to get there today, or maybe in several days. Imagine this way. How much narrow is it? Or maybe it's wide. How much space and volume does it take in the space where you're in? And if you are walking this way, like if it's a small dance, like if you'd like to, if you can follow that impulse, then how will you do that? Will you do that in one straight line, going exactly in that direction? Or will you do it with some kind of more soft and more volume movements that you need to get there, here a little bit, and then you get to the place? Try different ways. Like if it's a small dance, kind of playing with that feeling and sensation. Try to find that way which you find more comfortable. Try to find more comfortable way of moving towards that. Maybe it will be very straight. When you're ready, in some moment, try to do it in the following way. Try to somewhere in the middle, on the way which you've imagined and you're exploring now, somewhere in the middle, try to, instead of making a start pose, like instead of going the start entering posture, try to push a bit forward. In this case, the weight on the forward leg will be about 70%. Like if you push a bit forward, look downwards, straight downwards, down and a little bit forward. If you're pushing something, notice your sensations, calibrate your efforts as emotional, the same physical. You can try to make several steps forward, doing the movement with your arms. Like if you're pushing a little bit, maybe you move some object, like for example, some table or some chair, you move it away to get forward. Try to do that several times. Again, try to vary and try to find out that most comfortable way of moving with those postures. And you can try the combination when you're ready. For example, get straight, push forward. Get straight, push forward. Get straight, push forward. And try to notice what can help you to move in this way. For example, when you do that movement, literally, when you do that movement, what helps you? Maybe a little bit more focus on your leg which is backwards, which is supporting you. Maybe the refocusing of your side, so that you not look forward, but you look down and forward, maybe a little bit more forward instead of looking down. So try to find different ways and different combinations. What will literally in your body help you to do that movement in a more comfortable way. You can make that way several times, like if you're exploring your way towards the destination in different ways, in different combinations. You can try to push a little bit to the sides as well. Again, like if it's a small dance, like moving exploration as a workout. And you can play a little bit with the posture. And you can play a little bit with posture of entering. For example, if you enter in this space, maybe you're going a bit forward. How much it's enough for you for today? How much it's enough for you to achieve your goal and destination? Check it out. Focus on your breathing. Again, put your feet in parallel with your shoulders. Expand a little bit in your shoulders. If it's more comfortable, you can close your eyes. Relax a little bit more. Notice the movement which still continues in the body. Where still the impulse continues? Is it more in the hands or arms, more in the knees, legs, feet, more in the belly, in your chest, rib cage? Is it more in your mind, in your head, or in your face? When ready, open your eyes and make one more step forward in the most comfortable way you feel now. Put your arms and hands forward. And the next step, pushing a little bit. And finally achieving that destination, that place you have chosen in the space or object. Physically, literally, come to that place, spot, or object and touch it. Try to notice the temperature of the object or the place, what's the texture. Notice the color. Maybe you will find some specific smell as well. Try to notice that and find out how is it in your body sensations. How do you feel now with that? Then check it out again. As usual, if you'd like to, you can write some of the insights and reflections in the workbook. Thank you for the class. Hey everyone! In today's class, I invite you to explore the ways how you can embody your self-care. And as well, a little bit we'll try to move with inspiration, how to invite inspiration, being inspired and inspiring others in your life. And make it a part of the self-care program in your life on the everyday basis. Welcome to the practice. As usual, I invite you to start with a small warm-up. Put your feet in parallel with your shoulders. If it's more comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. And I invite you to add a little bit more relaxation to your breathing and as well to some slight and gentle movements. You can do it with moving gently. If it's more comfortable, you can open your eyes, vice versa. So find a way how it will be better for you to feel this way. Some soft, gentle movements, a little bit to the sides, a little bit with bending your knees, a little bit more with the feet, and as well you can move a little bit, relax your fingers, your hands, with your arms, some soft and gentle movements, like if they are making more round movements, like if you are making more round movements, like if you're grabbing and catching something, like if you're maybe carrying something in your hands, maybe a ball, for example, or something else, or something else. You are gently moving with that all around. Try to take a little bit more space if it's possible to practice those movements. They are more like waves in the space. Focus on your breathing, continue breathing. Find out how is it more comfortable for you to move this way and breathe at the same time. Make more focus on inhale. Maybe a little bit, 1-2% more intensity of inhale. Like you're getting more air inside in your rib cage. Like if you're getting more air inside in your rib cage, expand your shoulders a bit. Continue breathing. When you find that it's enough, make some steps backwards. Maybe walking a little bit back and making some soft movements. Like if you're inviting some air, walking backwards. Focus as well on your face. What's your facial expression? If you can open a little bit eyes more, relax your cheeks, relax your jaw more. Inhale, try to inhale with your mouth. Like getting a little bit more air. And you're again moving back. If inviting with the soft wave movements, some air more inside. It's a moment, make a step back, bend your knee, and the knee of the forward leg will be straightened. Put your arms up. Head up as well. Head up as well. You look like if up. Like if looking up and getting some air from there. Inviting. Maybe wondering, oh, what's there? How does my ceiling look like? What's the texture is there? What can I see there? What's the color? You can try to do it with another leg as well. More focus on inhale, getting in the air. How is it for you to be in that posture? How are you there? How much comfortable are you feeling in that posture? What is it about for you? Try to focus on the following questions. Like, what can I invite more in my life? What can be more inspiring for me today? What can give me inspiration? What I wonder about? What gives me a little bit more positive emotions? What I wonder about? What can give me more positive emotions about that? The feelings more with plus than with minus. Where from I can take some more source for my inspiration today. You can shake it out. Continue breathing and focus on your body sensations now. Where do you feel more focus, more attention in the body? Is it in the upper part? Is it more in the belly place, pelvic floor, pelvis place? Is it more down in your feet, on the ground? Where do you feel more attention? How can it help you to get more air and more inspiration? Check it out. Continue breathing. Let's try one more exercise, which is about self-care more. Then we'll try the combination. Put your feet a little bit more narrow than the width of the shoulders. Put one hand gently in this place and another one on the shoulder. And bend your head, like if you're hugging yourself in some way. Relax your jaw, relax your eyes, look down a little bit more. How are you here? What is it about for you?